Upgrade, baby. That's really not what I expected. New lights, old van. New lights, old van. Lights, van. Dusty van, new lights. Old, new. Instead of making the whole van look new, it kind of just made the van look older with brand new lights, and that's really not the look I was going for. So let's see if we can fix it. So I thought this would make the van look new, but instead they just look awkward and out of place. Kind of like me filming outside on the street. So we're really gonna have to do something about that. But before anyone asks, yes, I got them off of Temu, and yes, they were extremely, extremely, extremely inexpensive. And for those of you who think this is just a vain thing to try and make a van look pretty, well, I just got one thing to say to you. And that is, you're right. It kind of is. Shoot. I think I'm gonna go rethink my life now. But not before I do something first. You see, I just can't let this thing stay looking like a total clown show. I really just can't let this old new stuff clash so damn hard. I know doing the absolute minimum is kind of my thing, but I just can't do that here. So in order to prevent stuff from clashing, I'm talking about a complete permanent bumper that made the alarm go off. Complete permanent bumper restoration. And I'm not talking about some crappy plastic restoration product either. I'm not even talking about ceramic coating, which kind of works and kind of doesn't, and definitely isn't permanent. For the most part, products for plastic restoration on vehicles really just don't work. And frankly, I know most of you don't come to this channel to be sold trash. So of course we're talking the only permanent restoration here, and we're talking about heat. So it's time to melt this plastic bumper and make some plastic sweat.
Nope. This is just taking way too long. Let's try something else.
And boom. Done. Okay, fine. This front end still looks uglier than hell, and there's not too much else I can do about it. And of course I was going to take this bumper off first in order to make sure I don't melt anything else around it, like the paint, mostly the paint. But then I remembered the famous words from a very noteworthy cultural icon.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're going to do our best to restore it with the bumper on and see how things go.
Well, that got off topic fast. What are we doing? Yes, restoring a bumper with heat. But where did we fall with the vanity thing? Is it vain to take an old thing and make it look new? Or is it just the most wonderful thing to see something revived? To take an old van and make it look new again. This old van was the very embodiment of a dusty old clunker. It was on its last leg with more problems than a Jay-Z song. And now it's the closest thing to a perfect vehicle. And I'll keep it that way for the next 1,000,000 miles.
Just gonna go in here a little bit more. Touch things up. I found out that doing circles is probably a better idea over that patch pattern.
It's always going to be tough to build stuff and easy to scoff at those who do. Generally, things are easy to break and tough to put back together. I'll just insert something profound here. Hang on a second. That bump stop, that blue bump stop, is that original? I don't know. I don't think it is. It looks fake. If only there was a video. Top right. Damn, this front end is still uglier than hell. Damn it.
Woohoo! That's what happens when you go a little too deep. We actually did melt the plastic there. Not the worst thing in the world. It actually lost its texture, you see? Not good. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about this heat gun. Temu clearly says it's 2,500 watts, but right on the thing, it shows it's 2,000. So, false advertising, what's that about? The lies, the deception, the $21, I mean, you can't complain too much with those prices, so okay, I guess. Maybe I really don't have anything to fuss about. I'm just torn, because of false advertising and stuff. Honestly, though, why can't they do what Amazon does and have the false advertising claims printed on the item itself like a grown-up? That would really make me feel so much better, and honestly, where is the thoroughness in the false advertising these days? Okay, fine. This front end still looks uglier than hell, and there's really not too much I can do about it. It's like it keeps staring at me, saying, hey, please change me back. As far as the quality of these lights go, well, I guess you'll see here. So at first I thought getting this small little bulb in was challenging, but little did I know that these new headlights were going to throw a whole nother set of problems my way. They got together and thought to themselves, this is exactly how we want to do it. Let's make a bulb that nobody can reach. Good. It's a cute little vent, little moisture vent. They figured, let's not waste time making it waterproof. Let's just make sure the moisture can get out. I guess that's a good idea. I don't know. Let's double check this. Looks a bit better. Still chintzy as hell, but I think it'll hold. That'll probably hold. Who knows? Time will tell. Check, check, and check. To be honest, though, the quality of these really not bad. That is the outside. Once you get in, it's pretty bad. And that just might be the biggest understatement. 1, 2, and 3 looks good. 1, 2, and 3 looks good. Now the blinker is going fast right now. That's only because of the brake light. So we'll figure that out later. Yeah, I lied. Turns out it definitely wasn't the brake light. Alright, I'm having an issue with the left light. This is the original turning signal. Everything is working. Everything's working. I checked all 4 lights and the signal looks good. It's slow. I'm gonna do this all in one take. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that there. We're gonna unplug it. Same turn signal, same everything. And again, nothing doesn't work. Turn signal's just fast. As if the bulb was broken. Now the bulb's not broken, but it's as if the bulb was broken. Alright, as you can see, it's just going really fast. No idea what to do here. And again, everything else works. I'll show you. I'll turn all the lights on. We'll even turn the brights on. Alright, so you can see here, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, and the 4th one's not plugged in, but you can see that it's on. I was just testing it. That's why I left it unplugged. So all 4 lights are on, as you can see, and the thing's going fast. No idea. Alright, it's been an hour plus trying to troubleshoot this thing. It wasn't happening with the old light, but it was happening with the new one. I tried switching the blinker bulbs right, left, right, as well as the blinker housing. It was kicking my butt. The trouble codes just said bad blinker,
as if the bulb wasn't working. Little did I know that it was really something from the manufacturer. It's easy to assume a bad connection when the bulb isn't working at all, but it's a little bit different when the bulb just seems dim or not working correctly. Usually a broken bulb indicates improper resistance in the circuit, hence the fast blinking. But in the left blinker's case, it was still low and weakly lit. So I took another look at the connection points thinking they might be dirty, but they were very clean. So I compared their position to the position of the opposite light that works, thinking the connections might have slipped a little as they do move around on the plastic, unlike the originals. Sure enough, they hadn't so much as slipped, but rather the connection points had been installed in the wrong place. Now, as you can see here, in the blinker light housing, there's 3 prongs, as in 3 connection points. Now, what was happening, the reason why the light still worked, was that it was completing the circuit, but was just doing so with the wrong 2 connection points. Now, I assume this unit is made for multiple vehicles and hence having multiple functions, or multiple options rather. So in our case, we're only using 1 circuit, and it just happened to be using the wrong one. Hence, there was a resistance mismatch between what the computer was looking for and what the bulb was actually creating. And that's why the light was blinking dimmer. So it was an easy fix. I moved the connection point around to the right place, and voila, the thing worked. Problem solved. And of course, due to the tremendous waste of time, I can't in good conscience recommend these lights for the average owner. So buy at your own risk, I guess. I wasted money on these so that you don't have to. And when my full front end upgrade comes, I'll just give this front end away to anyone who wants it and can come pick it up. In the meantime, let's hear some suggestions on what I can do to make this front end look a little less terrible. These were the headlights from Temu. And if you want to see what a Sprinter van lift kit from Temu looks like, then click those buttons down below or click somewhere up here.